All right, so let's take a look here. All right, well, let's talk quickly about Fast and Furious 9. This is a quick story. Fast and Furious 9 is coming out next year, and it's going to kick off. No, I think it's 2020, 2021, I think, is going to be when it drops, right? They're going to do Fast and Furious 9, then Fast and Furious 10. I think Justin Lin is still on to direct it, but there's been some question about whether or not some of the cast members are going to be returning. And as we find out today, no, not everyone who was in Fast and Furious 8, who's now part of the team, kind of, is going to be making their way into the film. Showing us here that Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham will not appear in Fast and Furious 9. This ultimately makes sense, probably due to a lot of scheduling conflicts in regards to, you know, doing Fast 9, then doing Hobbs and Shaw, which, by the way, just wrapped production. Right, it just wrapped production the other day, so it's not like not like their schedules aren't going to be adaptable, so to speak. But then again, this is The Rock, and he's in every movie ever, so it kind of makes sense. Now it says here that The Rock recently spoke with MTV News and dropped the word that Fast and Furious 9 will be missing a couple favorites. He says the plan has always been for the Fast and Furious universe to grow and expand. As of now, we're not in Fast 9 because they're getting ready to start shooting. But who knows? With Fast 10 down the road, you never know, because look, at the end of the day, the truth is there's unfinished business between Hobbs and Dom. It's unfinished. Now, he ain't talking about Dominic Toretto and Hobbs. He's talking about Vin Diesel and The Rock, right? That's where it's at right now. That's where it's at right now. But then again, The Rock's been part of the team since Fast 6, but really he's been in it since Fast 5 in 2011. So, you know, he's been in it for a good chunk of the whole franchise, and him not appearing in Fast 9 is going to be kind of bittersweet. But at the same time, the controversy, the division between the cast members in regards to the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff has been a big point of controversy. Now, here's a funny fact. If you go back and watch Fast and Furious 8, Vin Diesel and The Rock never share a scene together. They never share a scene. There's one shot with Vin Diesel's stand-in who is looking at Shaw, or at Hobbs, and other than that, they're not in the same scene together. They shot separately because the animosity between the two are high. Vin Diesel feels like he's in control because this is his franchise, his signature career-defining franchise, and he doesn't want to give in to the ego of The Rock, apparently. That's how I view it. And let's be fair, The Rock, the dude's the highest paid actor in Hollywood right now. He's got kind of the clout to back it up, but at the same time, he can really run afoul of somebody in that particular regard. So I get that. I totally get that. Now, the weird thing here is whether or not they're going to be in Fast 10. And I would assume they would, but I don't know what the storylines for Fast 10 are going to be. Fast 9 and Fast 10. I have a feeling it's going to be a cliffhanger leading into a finale. Who knows? But Hobbs and Shaw's coming out this year, and that caused a lot of, remember there was that breakdown between Tyrese and The Rock on Instagram where Tyrese was losing his mind over it because they were going to be doing a spin-off movie. And that was, again, a thing that was going on leading into the release of Fast and Furious 8, was the fact that there was all the talks about doing a spin-off with Hobbs and Shaw because of the chemistry that they had on set, and Vin Diesel clamped that shit down tight, only to have it overturned by Universal to give them their own movie that's coming out later this year. I mean, there's power struggles that are happening right now. But even Tyrese said, and this is interesting, Tyrese had said that they were offered, him and Ludacris were offered buckets of money to do their own spin-off of Fast and Furious, and they actually turned it down. And the reason for that is because it wasn't with the family. And that is one of the reasons why the Fast and Furious movies have done as well as they have. Because over the span of the last 18 years, and it's been 18 damn years, holy shit, these movies have encompassed one central theme, and that's always family. And they keep saying it over and over and over and over and over again, beating it into your head. So that's the reality of where we find ourselves with the Fast and Furious franchise. But Hobbs is now part of that family, and removing an element of that because of on-set ego bullshit just sucks. But I think they're going to have it out, and maybe Fast 10 is going to be the time to bury the hatchet and beat the shit out of each other at the same time. We'll have to wait and see, but The Rock wants his own franchise. He doesn't have one, if you think about it. He doesn't have his franchise. He's got the Jumanji movies, but that's not even really his franchise. Everyone's going to always associate that with Robin Williams. Hobbs and Shaw is kind of his first go at it. I mean, there's San Andreas is getting a sequel. I don't know why. He wasn't even in Walking Tall 2. They replaced him with Kevin Sorbo for all things. The Tooth Fairy 2. It was Larry the Cable Guy. Granted, those are straight to DVD movies, but still. He doesn't have his own big theatrical franchise. And I think that's what this whole thing boils down to. I think Universal wants to take Hobbs and Shaw and they want to expand it into a trilogy. Because let's be fair, the chemistry between Jason Statham and The Rock, good. Those were some of the best moments in Fast and Furious 8. The whole movie was great, but those are some of the best moments when those two were kind of, going at it with each other, and to have that transfer over into a movie directed by David Leitch, I think is going to be good. I can't wait to see it. But at the same time, I am a little remiss that they're not going to be in Fast 9. I am. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big Fast and Furious fanboy. I fully admit that. I'm a little bit pissed. Hopefully hopefully that will change. Hopefully that will change.